Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 April. I'm Mark from AFX Pro Trading. First up, this is the last week I'm going to partially do the normal PT3. We are now progressing on to the new version PT3 running on MT5. So from next week on it will only be that. If you wish to upgrade to that code, please send me an email and I can discuss with you where you are, whether you're a new client or an existing client, and upgrade for that. So without further ado, let's come through and see what we got. Okay, pound AUD we'll start off with. Big run down, and we've got this turn here to start off, and it's probably going to put us in wrong. It goes up. Even got an extension, but it turns and fails, and that's on the 7 o'clock bar about there, turns and starts to come down. If you're sitting watching it, obviously it's a continuation there. I'd move the stop up a little bit to protect that. For all intents and purposes, we were stopped out. Simple as that. This one here we don't get a look into. All wrong here. Again, so what we've seen is that the long side here has proven not to work. Now we've got this long, slow, drawn out, icky looking mongrel shape thing here. And by the time we get to the PT3, it's all over Red Rover. Then we get this straight behind it here. Have a look at that. Doesn't excite me that we're sort of... it's just basically it's one section. It's not even a full section up from where it's bottomed, right? It needs to be higher than that. It needs to have travelled up higher than that. There's no way I would take that trade in that position. I can assure you of that. You've got 2 bars between the turn. You want to see 2, 3 or 4 a turn like that. Everything is wrong about it. Right, and then we get to this one here, and of course, now I'm not sure if I'm having trouble with recording here, and the mouse doesn't want to record for some reason or other, so I don't know until I'm finished. So this is what I'm talking about here, this one here. Right, you've only got 2 bars there compared to 4 or 5 bars there in a round turn. There's no turn, even though it's right up here on the demarker. It's just a very ordinary position. And if we look at that there, it's only done not even a full section in reverse going back up that way. I like to see at least a couple of sections up and that. Then we get to this thing here, which is basically a backwards triangle. And of course it's got that, and it's all wrong down here. We can see that. Then we come to old mate here. And he is perfect down here, and almost, if I can bring that up there, let me go back to that. Here, if we put that on there, oh no, we're out of the thing with that, but we're definitely right here. So we're down lower again this time. We've had a nice bar down. We should get out of it, or good, get into it I should say. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you do? The way that is there, you just close it out. Very difficult. Close it out and walk away from it. Right, and then we get to this one here is all wrong. And then, of course, you get to this one here. Again, it's the same thing. Right, so we get to this one here. We do our 8 bars there and get nothing. And I'll just tidy up the screen with that and start again. So we get to, we've got our 8 bars there and go nowhere, so we're going to close that out. Then we get another one pop up here, which is all wrong down there. Then we get this thing here. Again, it's only just, it's a knee-jerk reaction. It means nothing. It's a nothing thing. It really isn't. And then from there, you get nothing. And that one there eventually does its target. But if we're going to start taking every trade that does that, well, then it's going to cost us a shitload of money down the track. All right, so that's what it's going to do. Okay, pound yen. And I need to go back to that. And that. And that's a couple of weeks back there. Put that right out the road there. Now the ends basically started the week at one spot and went the whole week from start to finish. That's pretty much a thing that doesn't happen, right? And it's purely designed to screw over all the traders that every 40 points we take a reverse trade. And that's what 90% of the EA rubbish that's out there, that's how they work. All they're looking for is chop. When the market's chopping backwards and forwards, every 20 or 30 points they're taking a trade and scalping 5 points, and they think they're doing well. Well, my word of advice is go and have a look at the video I put out on the 30 minutes and about lazy traders. Then they'll understand why what they thought was gold is just basically a heap of crap. Okay, in this one here, here's our first trade here. Again, it's right there. So let's, obviously we don't get out of our target, which is there. We get pretty close to it. We get to a level where we should move our stop. And at that point there, we are still just on going to bed time at that point there. You know, even at that point there, going to bed, I'd close that one out if I was in it. I'd take the money and run, because I've seen so many times at 10:30 at night, that's where it stops and it goes no further, and pretty much there it is again. 1330 bar is a 1030 bar on the MT4. Okay, from there we come across to this one here. Well, this one here is way down here. It's not playing ball. We're not interested. And then from there, up in there, basically we get nothing all the way up there. Clean that off of there now. Until we start coming up to the ones around in here, and here. And then we got this one here as a short. We can see that one was perfect. But let's just have a look at these others here. If we grab our crosshair and put that on there, no, the ADX didn't even give us a look in. We're way back down here. So the only one we get a chance is this guy up the top here, and it comes down and does its target, and then it continues on up Friday night. Quite unbelievable. All right, let's come through and have a look at the AUD USD. Okay, let me just try something else on here. Oh, yeah. Okay, we are going to the AUD USD. What's going on? Okay, AUD USD. All we've got is this one here. Comes down, mucks around, and then finally turns. The whole emphasis last week was up. So it's sort of the reverse of this here. It looked quite a good trade, disappointing. Once it gets to that stage, we're about halfway down. Moving my stop at least from there to the back of there. I don't want to get, a full stop out. We get to, where are we here? Looking across here. There, that doesn't show on there. About there, I think, is the 1330 bar. Let me just see on here. Oh no, sorry, 1330 is right over here. So at that point there, what are you going to do with that trade? Are you going to still hold it, or are you going to go to bed and wishful thinking? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to bed and have a peaceful sleep, because I've closed that trade out. I don't really care. And that's all there was in the Aussie dollar, US dollar. We'll go to the euro yen. And that will be this one here. And we'll clean our screen again. And so we have got here, put that on there. And we don't get an entry out of that because it crosses there. Here, again, flatlining. I don't like flatlining. I want to see nice U-shaped turns, which means, and if you look at that there, you put a rectangle behind it, it's all in behind that, right? Why the hell would you want to get mixed up in something like that? I know I'm not interested. This one here, we miss out here, and whoa, we miss out there, we miss that one and that one and that one. However, Mr. Right here comes in about there, so that's perfect, and we take our trade. Right, all good, done and dusted. Once we get past that, we got nothing. Let's have a quick look at the New Zealand yen. See if any life's come back into it. Oh my goodness me. We got nothing to start off here. That's wrong there. And we come, oops, sorry about that. We come then across and there's nothing there. Let's have a look at the Euro USD. I haven't even looked at that to see what it did this last week. And again, it's just really, anything that hasn't got yen in it is just a nightmare. There's no life whatsoever. Okay, this one here, we put our line on here. Where do we end up? Too far up there where it ticks over, it's crossed up out there in the red, we're not interested, it's got to be underneath there. Same thing here, we got this in behind here, just all the ends are pretty much the same. What they, oh, that wasn't on the end, sorry. And once you get away from the ends, I should say, was pretty much similar stuff like that, nothing going on there, and so forth and so on. What else can we have a look at this? Let's have a look at the pound Canadian, something totally different. I haven't looked at that for a little while, so let's see what we've got here. We have got number one. Well, that's going to be too far down the track. You're down there. Again, that's down the bottom. Again, this here. Ooh. You just... There's the formation there. It's really... It's not something... A short needs to be somewhere up here or somewhere up here. Or even around here somewhere. That's just in the start of a run up there. I'd look at that, and even though it's right by that, I'm not interested in that there. There hasn't been a big enough upswing. It's a flat heap of crap here. There's just nothing to make you want to take that trade. Right? I would totally ignore that trade and move on from it. And I did that again, didn't I? Without going back to my arrow. And there we go there. I should put that up on the screen here so I can work with it. Righto. Put that, sorry, out of the screen, right? Okay, so we're up here to this here, and then when I do that, I can't see that up there. Righto. Here we've got crosshairs. This one here is, if we look down here, so let me put the vertical line on that. Grab my pen from up here. There it is there. Perfect. And this one in here, it comes in there right on the last, and look how fine that is there. Moves off, down, and up she goes. Wow. All right. Clean that off. So let's come through now and have a look on MT5, just a couple of them with the new version of the code, and see what it looks like with it. Okay, here we go. Pound AUD. Down here, and of course we got it similar to what we had. It gets halfway up there. Move your stop up. Right. And this one here, down a bit further, halfway. Move the stop up. Get very cautious about this. Now we're further down the gravy train here. Down, 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 down further. Another low. We have another go, and boy, oh boy, they tried to get that stop out of there. And the demarker is down underneath our level here. Right, so that's perfect there. And these trades here won't show if they're not right by the demarker. So really it's just a matter of taking these trades unless there's something in front of it that you really don't want to mess around with. So these PT3s don't have the rigid formation that what the original PT3 had. Basically, we're looking at 3 bars that have got a small amount of trend to them, but they come in, they have to have a trend of a couple of sections coming in, or they can be only one section in a direct trend. So you've got that criteria, a looser formation, and then the demarker, which is a lot tighter criteria. So all we are really focusing now 100% is on what we deem to be solid turning points. Right, so we've got, and of course we are on this, with this one, and we're on now that's a 30-minute chart. The trend code for that one is something that looks like this, which is massive, 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 and some of those trades are still things. So where do you think the pound's going to go this week? I would think it would end up doing something like this here somewhere at some stage. All those targets sitting there, they're trying to find a home for them. All right, so that's the trend code. Okay, pound yen. Start off very early. The time, I haven't got the times set, they're just basically wide open. We wouldn't be looking at that one there, definitely not looking at that one. Where is our time thing on here? I need to go back to that. Bring it up here. Now, of course, we've got 5 hours differential there, so we're looking at 3 o'clock. That's about 10 o'clock. On a Monday, I think we are the 0 bar, so we'd be a couple of bars behind that. Then we get this one here that's in a really good position. Here. Perfect boulder demarker. Again, we're looking at 2.6 section trades here. All right, come past that one. Here's our next one. We'll just clean that off that. So yep, down here, up it goes, nice as you like. This one here, well, you're right behind that there, and you're right early in the day there. Just not interested in that at all. That's your 0 on your period separator, so we're not going to be touching that. Then we come across here, and in here we managed to get our mate here, which is perfect there. Takes our 2.6 out and this one out here. So as you can see with these new codes, it gives you a lot more shots at the cherry, and it's also giving you 2.6 to 1 compared to 1.8 to 1. So, you know, there is a big difference there. Quickly, let's have at the pound yen on the trend codes there. And clean the slate again. And we have got 1, 2, 3 down here. First one we normally do a small one and nothing, stop out. This one here, 4 section trade. And then we come to here and we got whacked on those ones there. So we didn't get too much out of the trend code on that one. Let's come through quickly to... Okay, now with these codes you need to see what's happening from the week before. So as we can see here, we've still got this trade that's active from Friday, squirting along in here, going through. And while that's in play, all of these here we ignore. I mean, if you look at this one here is the only one that you might get interested in. That's flatlining, that's behind that, and then this is right where the target is. You're not going to take another one. And then, of course, this is all flatlining here, leading into that one. So that's the lead up to that. As we come across the page, we then start to climb. And we managed to pick up a couple over here, a short one there, another one there, and short one, as I say, possibly a second one, and this one here going along. Not interested in that behind there. I can assure you, late Friday night does not excite me whatsoever. So again, you can see on this particular code, it's a viable proposition. The new code's going to give you more chances than what the other code ever did. Okay, so we'll come through and have a look at the trend on this one. What have we got here? For last week, flatline, 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 and that's still flatlining, and then we're sort of starting to move up in here. You'd be forgiven for having a shot at that one. Sort of forgiven. This one here, we're starting to get trend coming up. 1, 2, 3, and there's your trades in there. And then we get to these guys over here. Was all looking good until we got the 200-point spike bar to make sure they cleaned out all the stops under this level here, because at that level there they knew they were going to still push it there. So basically they cleaned all the stops out here, and everyone here who thought that was finished, and me included, I actually took a short trade somewhere in here late last night and a tight stop, and guess what, this morning there we go, it's still going up. Just goes to show. Alright, that's a fairly lengthy roundup for this week. That's what's happening. As I said, next week is going to only be the number 5 PT3 code. The old PT3 roundups will be no more. If you would like to upgrade, send me an email and discuss it, and I will look after you. And because we're swinging over wholly and solely, I'm not going to charge the earth. Alright guys, take care, safe trading, and let's see what happens next week, which will be a fairly ordinary week, being data week. And we now hit the nemesis voodoo month of May.